Hey, welcome to Car Guy Confessions, brought to you by ARP. I'm Jeff Smith. This is my car buddy Cam Benty and car builder Steve Strope, and we're going to tell you some stories.
Well, here we are. I'm alone again with Car Guy Confessions with Jeff Smith, without any Jeff Smith and or no Cam Benty. But you get me, so get what you pay for, and this apparently is free. So, we are brought to you, of course, by the great, wonderful people at arp-bolts.com. I highly recommend, if you're into this thing called cars in any way, shape, or form, doesn't matter if it's a hot rod or a muscle car or an import or an exotic or a boat or a plane or indeed aerospace. ARP does it for everybody. So I don't want to hear your lame ass excuse. Go get some bolts, okay? There you go. And who we are speaking with tonight, and the subject matter is kind of sort of Grand National Roadster show. So these are two brothers, believe it or not.
Yeah.
See,
Never met him before in my life.
yes. And correct pronunciation, Veazie?
Yeah,
Yep.
2 letters, Veazie.
Look at that.
Look at
I'm already batting something higher than 4. So these guys have actually sort of kind of watched this building they're in a little while ago was actually part of the SoCal Speed Shop empire when Pete Chaporis had resurrected SoCal Speed Shop. And there were many amazing vehicles that were put together inside of these walls. And I can tell you personally, from being around here then and being here now, that there is now many really, really, really outstanding cool cars being still built inside these walls by these two. And we will be throwing up pictures I almost went down the Holt Avenue thing and I stopped.
It was Boulevard. Holt Boulevard.
Oh, Holt Boulevard.
It makes it's classier.
Yeah. It's,
Pinkies up, classy.
theoretically, if you want anything,
You can get it on Holt.
you can go to Holt here in Pomona. Yeah. Anyway,
That actually made it in there.
it's in there. There it is. So, most recently, and applauds and hoorays to you guys for most beautiful truck, correct?
Yeah, the Wombat.
The Wombat.
World's most beautiful truck. Wombat.
Does it actually work out to be Wombat?
Wombat.
That's terrific.
We're gonna make that stick.
I like that.
Oh, yeah, we just learned that.
So, what was the vehicle? We're gonna throw a picture up. I call it the lovely blue truck, and it's also mucho badass. One thing that if you out there in internet land start doing some research on these guys, if you don't know who they are, everything is the way I like it. Like over there, dirt trackers, ET3s, badass shit. Not this namby-pamby hot rod stuff. And though I do respect the, as our friend Troy Ladd would say, respect tradition, I do respect and enjoy a nice 50s built hot rod, and they definitely have their place. There's no question. But my heartstrings are pulled even with my own personal cars. I have a 67 Buick Skylark set up like a late 60s funny car with a blown injected Hemi with zoomies and ET3s and spindle mounts on the front. So I speak this language that is surrounding me here. So
Blown injected ET3s.
No, blown injected Hemi.
No, well, blown injected and ET3s.
And ET3s.
So we did kind of hit the mark
Sure.
there.
And you can get that on Holt apparently. So
Maybe not the ET3s, but
everything else, sure.
sure.
So, give me a little background on you guys, and we're going to mix and match it with Grand National Roadster Show. So I would assume, because John Buck brought it down here somewhere between 15 and 20 years ago. I should have done the research, but I didn't. So I'm sure John's watching, so yell at me, sorry. Don't remember, but he brought it down here about 20 or so years ago.
It's probably over 20 years.
I think it's
now.
over 20.
Yeah.
2000.
The voice from beyond is telling me 2001.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Right.
If it was any farther than Pomona, we probably wouldn't go.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Well, we thank you for your loyalty. So that being said, let's say 2001, 2002, it's here. Are you guys going to that show? Are you there walking around hanging out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We weren't working.
We weren't working for anybody.
But we were going.
Or are you like 4?
No,
I just graduated high school.
Yeah, we were
hate
watching
you
Boyd
both.
do it on TV, and then we went over to see the cars at the Roadster show.
I was still trying to get a job at SoCal Speed Shop in 2001. But they didn't hire me in 2001.
No,
I think
they
they hired me in
2005.
2005. They hired me.
All right.
So I worked for Pete for...
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Good on you.
I don't know. A long time.
Right.
So, yeah. I was at the show in 2001, but I wasn't working for anybody.
Understood. So you guys enjoyed going to the show as many people as a spectator.
Oh, we were ruined before that. Our dad did restorations, so we grew up around cars.
Super cool.
So.
But you enjoyed the show.
Oh yeah,
It was something you would look forward to when it came out.
no, it's always been one of those shows that you look forward to it every year.
You know, and we did a recording with Mick Jenkins, and I had said on that one that SEMA holds a lot of great memories for me and some really cool things that have happened for me in my shop. But it is a trade show.
Yeah.
A crazy circus of a trade show, and also obviously specific to our cool performance automotive world. But my favorite go to it hangout, whether I have a display booth or a car there or not, in my past history, younger growing up, it was the Hot Rod Magazine Super Nationals in Canfield, Ohio, because I'm from upstate New York. So I would literally save every dollar I had just to be able to go to New York, out to Ohio, and be able to afford to be there for 4 days and see all the cars that I only read about in Hot Rod. And I can tell you, doing this is really trippy, doing it with Jeff Smith, because me growing up, he was the prophet. He was the editor of Hot Rod that I mean, everything he printed every month, I couldn't wait to get my hands on it and see it and read it. And so meeting him for real instead of because there was no internet.
Yeah.
So actually meeting the real guy and then seeing stuff like from Scott Sullivan, Matt and Debbie Hay, the Pro Street gods at that point, and seeing the cars in person instead of just in the magazines was such a rush. But I made really cool friends there, and so that has a real, place in my heart. But after moving to California in '95, in fact, my first feature in Hot Rod Magazine was in '95, so I'm celebrating I'm old. I'm celebrating my 30th year of being in Hot Rod Magazine. Because I've been in, it's cool, and it's terrifying at the same thing. Ugh. But, and I thank them. But as far as from being out here and going to there's no end of cool things to go to automotive out here. But my favorite, go to it, hang, see my friends, see new guys coming up with new creations, and it's just a cool atmosphere, is the Grand National Roadster Show. It's just a cool hang.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have a super cool car in your own booth.
No.
The hang is cool.
Yeah,
there.
no. I mean, as a builder, though, you go out there, I'm selling T-shirts for SoCal at the time. You go on Thursday night when it's just the
people setting up.
industry people.
Set up.
That night you get
That was the night.
That was the night.
Sure.
There wasn't the crowd. There was the
No, I agree.
Checker
calm
flag
before
200.
You have the checkered flag 200 group, and then you'd go. Right. You'd be able to kind of walk around, and it was kind of the who's who of hot rodding.
Sure. Now, and I'll give you guys some background because not everybody listening knows what we know.
Yeah.
So what he's talking about is there's Wednesday and Thursday night is set up for all the vendors, whether you're selling peanuts or you've got your own display with some of the coolest cars on the planet. You're setting everything up. So on Wednesday and Thursday night, there's no general public, and everybody there is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they're there for a reason. They've been allowed in that building for a reason.
Yeah.
And the Checkered Flag Club, there's a museum out here that's very famous called the Peterson Automotive Museum, and they have a higher end club.
Yeah, it's
fair to say.
It's
an exclusive club that is not cheap to join and be part of. But a lot of those gentlemen own some very significant historical hot rods or other cars. And so they get to be let in early before the general public does on setup. And what we just said is the reason why. It's the cool night without all the throngs of people, and there's that builder and that guy and that painter and that interior guy, and you get to one-on-one with them.
Yeah.
Not only are you not bothered with hundreds of thousands of people, but the atmosphere is very relaxed. Like, hey, Brian, how you doing? You know, it's really cool.
The analogy would be like hanging out in the hotel with the teams before the Super Bowl the night before.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep,
we just
you get to meet the players, and it's in a relaxed atmosphere.
yeah. Everybody's coming off of that high of getting their stuff there. It's all set up out in front of you.
Right.
You've seen all this new stuff roll in.
Which is always cool.
It's because you're as you're setting up, you're not really paying attention, or you're trying to, and then that rolls in the door, and then you hear something come in, and you try to, what was that?
Now, what was that? That sounded cool.
So.
Yeah, and it's so neat for me to hear someone else say that, because that's exactly what I've done for I've been displaying there for, a long time. So I have the same thing, and I still have the same thing, and I am very fortunate. There's two big awards at that show: America's Most Beautiful Roadster and the Al Slonaker Design Award. And I'm very fortunate that I'm allowed to be one of the 5 judges for the Slonaker. And it's so cool when we have this table, they got to pull up, and we got to look at it, which I'm sure you guys did the same thing with your truck for
We
Wombat.
did. Well, but at the same time we were doing
The truck, we did
we did the Roadster for AMBR last year.
Oh, that's
too.
right.
So we were already doing that in the other building,
Right.
with the Roadster class.
So what they had to do is they had to drive their car up and park it on a little area that's got a photo background, and then the judges for that particular award are they're going to listen to them for a set period of time. They get to explain the car. They get to say as much as they can in a synopsis within about 15 minutes or so about the car. And then later on, the judges can go look at the car and its display and ask more questions. And that's the same thing that the 5 of us do for the Slonaker. But where I'm going with that is I got a car that's parked in front of me, and I'm listening to the guy telling me all about it, right?
Yeah.
And then you hear back over there, something go, and I'm like, I want to go look at what that is, and I can't, otherwise they'd shoot me. But I still have the same excitement even after 15 years, 18 years. I still can't wait to see what's rolling through the door. And, did you hear so-and-so's brother, fill in the blank, and it's down over in building, fill in the blank, and you got to go run over and look at it.
Yeah.
But then not act like you're really, really excited.
No, you're trying to focus on one thing, but your you're scatterbrained throughout the day. I mean, we've done it I did it for probably 10 years while I worked for SoCal. Mm-hmm. You'd be sitting at the shop, move-in days going on over there. You're looking at your phone at social media going, okay, here's the cars popping up for AMBR or for Slonaker or for, these
Whatever
are
it is,
what's coming up, and you're watching these things kind of roll in, but you're still trying to sit here and work. But now we're doing it, and we're up there at the show, and it's just as hard. Like, you're trying to focus on moving, lights around on a carpet, and then you see something and you just completely lose your train of thought.
Hey, we'd like to thank our sponsor, ARP-bolts.com. We got a fantastic little backdrop here. They make an outstanding series of bolts, almost anything you would need for engines, chassis, things like that. In fact, we were at lunch today, and a guy asked you about the bolt on the back of your shirt, and I said, well, it's really about a head bolt. They neck the stem down of the bolt on a short small block Chevy head bolt, so the clamp load is even across 3 different head bolt lengths on a small block Chevy. And, so that's the kind of technology that you get out of ARP. And we've all got stories on all that stuff.
Well, for a translation of what he said, call arpbolts.com.
But the message is that you can't get any better than that.
No, you cannot.
There you go. We'd like to thank our friends at InTheGarageMedia.com. They have 3 fantastic magazines. They've got Classic Truck Performance, they have Modern Rotting, and my favorite, All Chevy Performance with Nick, my buddy Nick,
you're
the editor.
Biased.
So yes, of course. But it's a fantastic book. They're doing print media, which is of course our favorite. So
in color and everything.
In color and everything, and you can get your car on the cover of one of those books, which is a fun deal.
Great tech.
Great
written
tech.
by
You know, not always written by me,
famous
but
people.
Yeah.
Famous people
Not
have written all the
always
tech.
written by me.
That's right.
Just
So
pick it
check
up and
them
read
out
it.
at InTheGarageMedia.com, and they're our friends, and they will thank you.
It sounds dumb because of what we're talking about, but it's a nonstop cavalcade of show cars.
Oh, yeah.
It's always, there's something like, well, that's cool, and oh, that's cool, and wow, that's cool.
Well, and it's your first glance at it, and it's from across the room, and there's those ones where you see them come in, and it's like,
it helps.
oh my god,
Yeah, that's cool.
there's
It helps when you bring cars with blowers. People like the noise of blowers.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
well, and then even farther than that, some of them you hear them, you hear the sound,
Yeah,
and
you hear it first.
and then you smell it, and you're like going, oh, wait a minute,
Race gas.
that's 110, or that's
That's VP
then you-
or
you-
Cam 2.
It's all, and people. I don't think people understand that when you have a car go through that judging, like
That adds a little bit.
adds a little bit something when you get that whiff of like
it does.
VP. It's like, oh, wait a minute.
It does. When Buddy a few years ago brought that Volkswagen, that green little Beetle, that thing ran on like 102 or 105 or whatever, and he fired it up, and it sounds gnarly too.
No,
and then you're like, oh, so that thing's
no,
cool.
it's got to capture all the senses. Like
I think every
You're
car
dealing-
that we did
Yeah.
with SoCal and on our own, if they went through a judging like that.
Oh, it has VP in it.
It always has VP 110 in
It-
it. got to have the smell.
It's like doing a little splash on the neck on your way out
yeah,
the door
of
going to
course.
dinner. Like you
Of
have
course.
to do it.
yeah.
Like at that point, you've already done everything else. You've worried about all the little nubs on the tires and
Sure.
everything. What's a splash of 110? at that point? Like,
Oh, no,
the money's already gone out of
that's
the
another
bank. Like it's
$100.
way gone.
Indeed, tons and tons.
I'm
of
already
money.
getting excited about the show now. Just
So am
talking
I,
about
and
it, like
it's weeks away, but thank goodness it's only weeks away.
I'm just
3
glad.
weeks
I'm
away.
glad we're not the guys this year that are worried about like doing this like monster push where you can't sleep right now.
And I've had other discussions and other interviews we've done about that because I've been through them too, and
Yeah. They're fun and they're not fun.
they're
at the same.
sadomasochistic is what they are.
You just get into
Because you're
it.
excited to see it all done, but then there's the pressure of everybody going, you're like, you've talked about this thing, you're going to be bringing something, we're going to be unveiling it, so there's anticipation, you want to make sure it's all bitching.
It doesn't matter if it's in one of those classes or not. Like I think every time, and I mean, we've always been the same way. The night before you take anything up there, me and Evan always are sitting in this room, like the lights are probably half on, and you're sitting here in like your work stool and you're looking at it going, is there anything else I can do if I decided to stay here all night and spend the next 8 hours before we load? Is there anything I can do in 8 hours to make it that much better? If you can't answer that, no, like it's the best it can be, we don't leave. Like that's, and I think every other builder has that same feeling, and I think that's why that show appeals to everybody, because everybody's bringing their best effort for the year.
I think the Grand National Roadster Show is my favorite to like unveil a new build.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like whether it's in Sloniker or in AMBR. We haven't had our go at Sloniker. Maybe soon. But
could
we'll
be
see.
coming.
Well, that's why I like judging that class, because it's everything and anything.
Yeah.
It can be anything.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as it's way extreme.
But I've been involved
bitching, it
in
can
a
be
few AMBR cars, and it's my favorite to unveil, even if it's just in a regular class. Like I try to do the best I can.
Oh, of course.
Or even if it goes home before then, you bring it back and you get it
ready,
shined up and ready, and you show it. You have to show it once inside at Grand National.
Sure.
That's kind of our rule. Whether it's in our booth space or, it's on display in one of the buildings, you put it on display as this is kind of the fruit of our labor for the year.
Sure.
We've yet to do one of our own cars for it though yet.
It's because our own shit doesn't get worked on. Let's be honest.
Well, and that's a whole other. Oh my goodness! But you touched on a few things that one of the reasons why I like Grand National so much is there's such a mixture of everybody trying to bring their A game, so the quality level is through the roof and the cool bitchin' level is through the roof, but there's no elite snobbery. It's a really laid back atmosphere at Grand National.
At a certain point, we're not going to really compete with other builders. If you're not competing with yourself before you leave the shop, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree completely. The same way when I'm bringing a car, I'm excited to bring it and show people what we did. Like you said, what we just finished up, and hope you like it too.
Yeah, No, and I think
it's such a cool vibe there.
That was last year in a nutshell. I think we showed up last year, and I don't know if in 20 more years of doing this, we can show up with a better body of work in 2 cars. Like I think
that orange Roadster.
Yeah, the Lorenzini Roadster and Willie's pickup that went on to kind of just take off for the year. In another 15, 20 years, I don't know if we have 2 cars, one that meant as much as they did to us as builders because of the backstories on them and the people involved, but then 2, just it all has to align with having customers that are willing to financially back a project like that and let you go kind of roll the sleeves up and go after it.
Right.
But to have 2 cars like that you gave,
well, to finish the car, one of Pete's
last
cars
cars
that he never got to finish,
and be able. I'm familiar with the car because I saw it over there a bunch of times.
Yeah,
and mix.
Yeah, I know. I know what it is.
And then to take the last inherit the last Bob Bowder build was like to bring those both and see. I mean, it started months before because as a builder, you see the timelines, and like we're pulling back one this year that if we would have pushed a little harder, we would have been.
We would have thrash this year.
Oh, we wouldn't have slept for 6 months, but we could have made it this year. But you don't want we can't talk about that because that might be next year.
Well, we can talk about it.
We can.
Are they top secret?
Well, it's
the El Camino.
The El Camino. It's your favorite.
I was going to say, is it my El Camino?
Yeah, it's your El Camino. The only car you ask about. So
my first publicized car was a '67 El Camino. So I've got. And then I built another 66 El Camino for Hot Rod Magazine and Gum Out. And I've had other ones that I've worked on, so I got a soft spot for Elkies. So if someone's building a really badass one or a cool one, it's kind of few and far between. There are not as many El Caminos as there should be.
We've heard from a couple photographers that there's a few on the horizon.
Someone's building some other Elkies?
There's a couple El Caminos out there being built that are going to be...
Doesn't surprise me because everybody's trying to what can I do that no one else has done? And El Caminos are definitely something that no one's really done.
Yeah, so...
No, we're gonna be at some... And once we figure out what the timeline looks like on that one, where the car can be finished realistically without sacrificing the quality of the build, whether it's SEMA or it's just pick. And so
Grand National next year.
Grand National.
We'll see what in those 2 cars, the Roadster and the pickup, the timeline started to look like they aligned, and we made a commitment early in the year to we're going to do 2 at the same time.
Yeah, it's heavy.
And we're a 4-man shop.
And we were talking about.
So am I.
At one time, we were talking about Sloniker and AMBR at the same time, which is.
That's a little.
Yeah,
that's a little much. And, because how do you say you're giving your customer that's in a trophy class like that 100%? But I've I've got to dedicate the same time and effort to both displays, build books,
Yep.
all the other details that people don't think.
Yep.
So we sat down with our customer at the Roadster and said, hey, he comes back from Deuce Days and says, I want to do AMVR. Are you thinking about the inherent cost that you're not even considering right now? Like we're at the point now, it's no longer what you want, it's to the best of our abilities. And everybody else attached to it, the interior guy, the painter, the plater.
Every past worker that has worked on the car to create the whole history from when it was started at SoCal, you want to do homage to all those people that work on it. So you're building it, and I'm building it to make all those people like do it justice to where they're proud of the car too, to be involved in it.
Sure.
So it's not so much of what the customer wants anymore. It's more of I got to make it right.
So last year was a little heavier than just finishing 2 cars. Like I mean, you've got. I mean,
and Bob Bowder and Pete's history together was something in its own.
So you guys know what they're talking about. It's Pete Chaporis. Again, the originator with Pete and Jake Suspension, which you can look that up. But basically, that company allowed people to take a mail order chassis or suspension and actually do a really good job at home and have a drivable, safe, usable hot rod.
Yeah.
Brought it to the masses per se.
Oh yeah,
and then he went on to do the Pete Chaporis Group, and then the reviving
of
SoCal Speed Shop, and so and you can deep dive into Pete Chaporis for hours.
Oh yeah,
and Pete had a very famous car, and again, going back to Jeff Smith at Hot Rod Magazine, a wonderful little roadster called Limefire. And that car hit a lot of notes with a lot of people, and also was pretty badass. Cut a good time at the drag track. It had a removable roll cage, so you could drive it around like a hot rod, or you could bolt in the cage and actually go race some hell at a drag strip, and they won't throw you out because you had the appropriate safety gear to run the time that the car would run. And the car that they wound up finishing up was kind of a clone.
A clone of
it started out as a clone.
It was meant to be a respectful
pay homage to the whole.
Pay homage to it. At one time, it was theoretically going to be reverse the colors.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to be Limefire green with flames. It was going to be
orange with green flames.
Orange with green flames. And
though it does have a roll cage.
Yeah, we should have brought the cage.
It does have the fourth cage.
But
so it's a historically important, neat car based off an extremely historically important, neat car.
Yeah.
That they, I won't put words in your mouth, so I would tell you what I would do if I was charged with the completion of that car. It's the honor of finishing that piece because, as you said, the people whose hands touched it the first go around are some very impressive names and hands indeed.
Yeah, that was.
And I want to say, anybody that ever worked at SoCal Speed Shop
worked on that car.
had a little portion of their piece in that car.
And so you wanted to give the car its due respect.
Yeah. Well, and part of what we did too is we gave those guys their due respect for working on the car. We didn't take credit for the whole build.
Sure.
I mean, even to this day on the show sign, it says,
it was built at
SoCal Speed Shop, completed by Veazie Bros.
Right. Which would be accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, but we kind of took the, what would Pete do? Mm-hmm. How would Pete finish this car? And just kind of ran with it.
I think we did it justice.
You did do it justice, obviously.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It does not suck.
It does not suck, sir. And obviously the fallout, the accolades, and the media and press on it also agree.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun with that car this year.
Wonderful. And then the owner will take...
Well, he already has.
He has it. No, he's driving the hell out of it.
He's probably got 2,000 miles on the car.
Really?
Yeah, so he's driving around.
Wonderful.
He's driving around, not showing it.
Yeah, he's doing what it's supposed. He's going to drive it in and park it outside of Building 4 with SoCal's line of 32s.
Oh yes.
And
perfect.
That's a hot rod.
It's a driver.
We're gonna go after Hot Rod of the Year in Nashville this year with it. Like
Are you?
that car is meant to be driven, and I mean he's driving it.
Cool.
But yeah, it will be on the.
And that's what Limefire was meant to do also.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
these weren't. That wasn't a show car. That was a hot rod. We just took it a little bit farther.
Right.
And a lot of the cars at SoCal were the same way. Cars that were built at SoCal were built as drivers. They were just nice.
A high level of
high
finish.
level, and
When
being
your
able
level
to show
of
it and
driver
drive
is a
it.
show car.
But
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that, you know what, we throw up on the screen pictures of stuff, so obviously we can get shots of both Limefire and your car. It'd be handy if we can get some overall shots of like, because did you guys keep the B&M shifter?
yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I already know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of
There's
similarities and mirror images in
You
different
don't have
places.
to. There's so much time and everything on that car is hand built. That's not and like we were talking about before we started about machine work and where the industry's going and rapid prototype and machine work. We followed suit in how we finished the car. Everything on the car was hand machined, hand built. It was
Right.
all handwork.
Well, it's definitely more of an organic feel.
Well, you don't want to see where the original SoCal, which was all handwork, let up, and where we took over and it looked like two different shops.
Right.
And you could see one shop's work in and the next shop's
You don't want
work in.
everything you did all CNC'd.
Yeah.
Because that wouldn't look.
No, you wanted it cohesive. I mean,
Right.
we did the same thing on the truck. Everything was done in the manner of what would Bob have done? How would he have gone about it? And we'd go back, and even when we were doing the Roadster, we brought in people that, from the SoCal era to look at the Roadster, and we brought in Bob's buddies from when he was, big in the Boyd era.
Or
And
bring Bob's kids over.
yeah, have them look
Danny
at
and
it
Brad
and bounce
come over
ideas
and
off
look
it.
at it. And they,
Yeah, but that was smart, and that also shows no ego and maturity in design and building, and being smart enough to go, to get the correct vibe, we bring in these opinions who were around during that time instead of, oh, no, I got it.
my thing was.
So that was actually, and it obviously worked.
Well, that was my thing too, is like
Yeah.
when we displayed the car, either the Roadster or Willie's pickup truck, I didn't want people to look at it and go, it would be this much cooler if you would have done this. So I was like letting people come in, bounce ideas off of us, we're bouncing ideas off of them, and get the
That's rats,
Consensus.
by the way, just shop rats.
They're
Getting
they're
the
big.
consensus.
They come from Holt too.
That's
But,
the rats at Holt.
Yeah.
I think all that added to the finished product, which is both cars are really awesome.
Yeah, and they are really awesome.
Yeah.
And again, you guys will be seeing on the screen. They're
Well, and
They're very impressive.
You-
But I really love how you guys are describing the rats and how
They're big.
how they came to be. Yes, the rats aren't as annoying as the McLaren at Nick's shop. Yes, actually the rats aren't rats. They're the voice from beyond on the other side of the microphone bringing me pizza. So.
You could have just said we're having a seance with Pete. He's on his way.
Either which. But I think it's really good for people to hear, because for me, this is going to sound goofy to a point, you guys are new.
Yeah, we are.
For me. Obviously, you've been around a while because you were here working at SoCal.
Yeah.
But for me, this is a new establishment
Yeah.
as far as compared to how long Boyd's was around or
Exactly.
stuff like that.
Well, we are kind of new because we were new to Building 4 last year. Was our first time
Sure.
in Building
Yeah, that
4.
was the-
So,
But it's good for other guys out there in the country who want to start up a small shop, want to start doing this kind of stuff, to actually hear what I just said, your follow through and the maturity of, I don't know everything, even though I really dig this stuff and I know a lot, or I wouldn't even be here, but I'm going to bring in and bounce off ideas of people from the day, from the time who were involved with or would have been involved with around these particular cars and the vibe from them, and try to gather intel to do the best for the car that I can.
Yeah.
And made smart design decisions, but then you did rely on your own skill set to do the execution and the fit and finish.
Yes.
So there's more to it than just building a bitchin' car. You really have to be involved with the whole process and understanding the design process and understanding that I've got a pretty long credibility list, and I know that I don't know everything. I have a reference library at my house that'll choke an elephant. I have every issue of Hot Rod Magazine starting in 1947. I also have almost every issue of Evo Magazine, which was a top and high-end sports car magazine, supercar magazine out of England. I also have every Rodder's Journal. I have the years that are important to me, like 65 through 67, all of those issues of Superstock magazine. I have books on everything you could think of. NASCAR, drag racing, salt flat, books of just Lamborghini, books of just Ferrari, and when I want to be inspired or I want to go down a certain path of design, I have reference points to grab from. I created all my own promo and I still do. If I'm building a car in fact, I did one that was, the theory is it was a Charger that Dodge did like a prototype when they went to the new shape in 1968. There was a fastback Charger in 66 and 67. And those cars, I know because I owned one, had a really amazing interior with a center console that went all the way through the car and 4 bucket seats. I put that interior in a 68, acting like, well, they haven't designed the back yet. This is a prototype, and I set it up like a drag car. So like this was a car that Chrysler was taking around to drag strips at the end of 67 to show off the new body style. And I did artwork with Jeff Norwell. And I went in my magazines in 1967 and looked at the font from the advertisements from then and the wordage. So we used the wordage in this fake brochure going, watch the new Charger do its thing at the drag strip. I got that from ads in Hot Rod in 1967. Cool. So I'm always using reference points, always trying to get info. So I'm really excited as a person who does that in his own stuff to hear these guys go, oh yeah, we asked guys that used to work at SoCal and people that are of the family of the gentleman that owns the blue truck, what was he into, what was it like, and trying to gather information to make smart design decisions. Yeah. And then doing all the work to execute them at that high level of quality. But that's what you got to do. Again, these two guys are newbies to me, and they came out this last year, as I said, just slinging guns, 2 cars that made huge impacts, covered by the way of modern rodding, correct?
Both of them on the
Yep. Yeah. Well done. Golf clap. Yeah. Golf clap. So it's doable. There's no mega bankroll here.
No.
Nobody threw in a couple million for their new trick high-tech shop. No. It's giving a damn. And having confidence, but yet knowing what you know and you don't know and try to gather other information, and then doing all the heavy lifting of the workload and the execution of perfection, or as close as you can get it.
And probably being here more than you're at your house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, but I mean, but it goes back to, like we said, you get to a point where the car is going through the finishing process and you pick a feasible completion date, because we'll be the first ones to say we were offered a spot in AMBR the prior year, which would have been, better for our customer. We would have had a realistic shot of winning, but the car would have suffered.
Right.
So to take that restraint, we knew what was coming last year, and it didn't stop us, but it didn't make us. We gave our best effort. It didn't. Yeah, you didn't. If we would have showed up a year earlier, the car wouldn't have been the same car. It would have been cut short. Right. So
it would have still been a nice car. It just wouldn't have had all the detail stuff.
Yeah, but that's the decisions you got to make. And again, like I'm saying to you guys and gals, it's understanding the whole picture and having some humility.
Oh, you have to
and
be honest
having
with
some maturity, not being older or being wiser, just understanding the situation of, if I let this thing simmer, it's going to get more of the flavor. It's going to be a better car later. I got to make the right decision for the project.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, it was the right decision because you're paying homage.
Yeah.
You want to make sure it comes out right.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, so you took the first hit. You could have made the fast grab, but you said not the right decision for the car and for everybody involved in the end result, and made that call. And that is hard to do because the quick candy is really fun to grab.
And I don't even think the customer wasn't too happy when we told him we were going to wait a year because he really wanted his car.
Sure.
Yeah, well, he wanted his car, and then if you look at the fields from the prior year, it was
Slow year.
Yeah.
not even a slow year. I mean, you didn't have
you didn't have a heavy hitter.
Oh yeah,
like
we rolled in last year, and you have the heaviest hitter.
Yeah, you have Troy.
Yeah.
You have, and he is indeed an amazing. Anytime
one.
he shows up, it's a problem.
Yeah.
His shop is incredible and great for him.
But if you're gonna win, you don't want to win against you want to win against the best. Like you don't want the easy win.
We came
because
out.
the easy win, everybody else goes, well, no wonder you won.
But it's us as builders, we know what won the year before. We all do. But for the average guy, they're not going to remember AMBR 2024. They're going to remember 25 because that's the Troy year.
Right.
But they're not going to remember the year before. It's just like the one before that. You keep going back, and they're like, oh, there's that black one the year before.
Right.
And then everybody, they keep scrolling back to the next big one before that, which was probably Troy Ladd with the Packard. You have to go back
that car was
we
insane.
came up against a landmark car. It was going to be a landmark
Which there's
car.
no shame.
No. And it's fun.
Like he was just saying, there's no.
We came and bought a good car. And
I feel like we shook it up a little bit.
I think you did, and I think it was great that
we got
the press and media you're
the
getting out of it
people's
is-
choice forward.
That's right. Well, that's, you know what? I'm working on a new. I don't think I have liberty to say this, but there's a new potential show that I may or may not be involved with, and one of the awards that I was saying that they should consider that I want to do is there's going to be a hierarchy of best overall and best paint, best interior, that kind of stuff. But I said I want for the judges to be able to pick most bitchin'.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which means it's not the most perfect car.
no,
here.
it's what,
No, it's just
what they
it's
like.
that one that you have that
You two will understand this, but look at it.
you look at it and you go, if I'm taking one from this room, that's the
that
one.
Yeah.
No, and
that's a bad mofo, right?
But
there.
see, you know what? Then you start finding out you give that award out once. Then people are going to be shooting for that
I'm
award.
telling you right now, there's many builders that would go, I want the bad mofo award.
I'm seeing some of that stuff that Squeege is putting together, and I'm getting excited.
Yep, you're
I
right.
am.
Because I want to see his stuff in person.
Yeah, Squeege is awesome. By the way, again, because not everybody knows what we know, Squeege is an awesome builder, but an incredible painter.
Yes.
And builder, and also one of those guys that have been around a long time working on some of the greatest of the great McPherson's cars from back in the day. Good grief.
He's won a couple of those big trophies in the middle of the room.
Yes, he has.
He might have a couple of those most bitchin' cars.
Yeah, he may indeed. It's a cool thing, and that's what I like about our industry instead of just the Pebble Beach world. It's it is not only great to accept it, but to want to get the one that's not the most perfectest, but it's the most coolest.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, that's what we like to do. We like cool bitchin' things. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be the most bad or the most perfect car. I remember growing up, like I said, going out to Canfield, Ohio to the Hot Rod Magazine Super National, and there was stuff out in the parking lot that wasn't even in the show registered that
Was
it just sat awesome.
Yeah.
There was just a car that was like the right rims and tires and the stance, and it was like, that thing's cool as shit.
Yeah.
It's more of a pick and not a judged award.
Right. It's a wow, that's cool.
We have a new appreciation this year for the Good Guys group, and that whole deal that Steven and those guys are putting on for Good Guys, where they're doing picks, and I mean, if it has that look from 20 feet away and draws you in, that's good for something. It doesn't have to have the nuts and bolts and the undercarriage, but it has that wow factor
Right.
and draws you in.
Yeah.
That's, to us is like, that's 90% of the battle.
Well, the thing is, for me, my analogy, and since you guys are sitting here, I can use your cars, like that blue truck. That blue truck for me, because I love that 60s drag race influence, which it's obviously heavy on.
Yeah.
That truck for me, without the panel fit, without the gap, without the amazing paint, without the polish, that truck parked over there
Would still be
is cool as hell.
Yeah,
Just
look-
the quick impact, the stance, the rim and tire selection, the attitude, which most of you guys out there understand, the attitude. It does it already. The perfection is the second thing. Because if it don't sit right and don't look right, I could care less if the razor paint is on it. If it sits like a 4x4 and it looks stupid, who cares if you got the greatest paint job in the world? It looks dopey.
No, you've got to hit the look first.
That's right.
Well, everybody's
and
going
a lot of guys are missing that. There's a lot of stuff that I've on past episodes I've opened my mouth plenty of times, so I'll just open my mouth now.
Don't get me started. I'm usually that guy too.
Yeah, you know what? Trends come and go. Stylings come and go.
Don't chase the trend. Just do your own
Never
thing.
chase the trend. But for me, there's always it's like a graph, like a graph. There's always diminishing returns. It can't go too. In other words, or I should reverse that. You can go to fill in the blank.
Less is more.
You can go too low, and for me,
Not
when
if
your
name's
car
Bob
looks
Bauer.
like you either have 4 flat tires or it looks like your suspension is broken, to a normal person, and even I do what I do, I'm still a normal cat. When I first look at whatever it is and it looks like the suspension's broke, it's not because I'm not cool enough to understand what's going on with your trend. I can trust you I'm cool enough, as egotistical as that may sound. No, your car looks broken. It's too fill in the blank. It's too low. You know what? Instead of picking on that, let's take hot rodding. You can have too much of a stink bug.
Yes.
You can have really cool attitude and rake, and then it can just be stupid.
Yes.
So I can pick on my own group,
Yeah.
right? That is too, where the graph of cool just went wham. It's too much stink bug. It's too much different tire size ratio.
Yeah.
There's really cool, and then I'm having 12s and 36s. No.
Exactly.
There's a perfect example.
Don't out clever yourself.
The graph just went wham. It doesn't keep going up the more. So if I have stink bug, or if I have drag race and then stink bug, and then this much where the car's almost vertical, it should be ultimately cool. No, it looks dumb.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going with this. So it is dependent on taste and personal opinion. I understand this. But like any group, like any tribe, within our hot rod world, there's some pretty tried and true rim and tire sizing stance ratios that Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The rake.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You can, with the rake, you know where that is, and you start going beyond that. It's like, that looks weird.
Well, and it all starts with wheels and tires.
Wheels and tires.
You have to build it with the right wheels and tires.
Yep.
If you
And
think,
the stance, the altitude,
Yeah,
and the attitude.
I don't get how some guys
build
build
whole
the car on like those orange
Gunny
roller
wheels?
the
Yeah.
whole time and never hold the right wheel and tire.
Well, the thing is, in photographs of their shop tours, they have those because they're moving the car around. For all we know, they do put the rims and tires.
Well,
on
I'm
and
just
test
saying
it, but
I
know,
buy,
'cause it
I
makes
buy
the
the
car
wheels and
look
tires
weird.
first, and I have to like mock
Yeah,
it
we end up
and-
buying a second set of tires
we're-
because the tires don't make it through the build because they just fall apart.
or they get dirty and all crapped up. Yeah. So now, I've went to, as usual. I've gone down a whole bunch of fire roads all over the place. But we'll actually, I need to talk to the voice from beyond. Are we wrapping? We're going to see. They've had enough of me. We need Jeff Smith. I don't know where the hell he is, but or Cam. Cam. You know Cam. Stuck with me. Sorry. Again, it's free. So. Bringing it back around to, we're excited about Grand National Roadster Show. We're going to be there in 3 weeks. 3 weeks?
I
Yeah.
don't even know anymore.
Two?
It's all
a blur. Yeah. But you guys are not prepping to unveil a car?
No.
No, we're gonna take an in progress 5-window, and we're gonna bring the truck back for the hell
Encore?
of it. Just the hell of it. I
Oh, it's a lovely
it,
car.
It,
Not
it doesn't
not
get
like
old.
Everybody saw it.
No, well,
No.
not everybody saw it, or if they didn't see it, they'll get a chance to see it again. But it's one of those cars when you do see it sitting, like we haven't seen it in probably a couple months now. You walk into the garage and you go,
When you displayed
"Damn,
it
that's nice."
for competition, I'm sure it was up on risers or
Yes.
blocks, right?
That was the first time everybody saw.
So now you can put it on the ground and
Well,
show us.
So when we
Real
showed it
stance.
for the first time, when we debuted it,
At
because
Grand
it had the
National.
Bowder name tied to it, it was on the ground.
So the first time we showed it at
Oh,
Grand
cool.
National last year,
It was on the ground.
it was on the ground,
Was it completed?
completed.
Done.
So most beautiful truck, it doesn't have to be, it's never been seen before.
No,
Doesn't have to be a debut.
we were able to,
Oh, that's handy.
And that's what got us kind of,
and that's what got us excited about going to
Yeah.
the Grand National Truck Show. Is
Right.
you don't have to debut the truck
Right.
there.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fortuitous.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got ourselves
Today's
in a,
word.
Yeah, we got ourselves in a little bit of trouble because we were having, Bob from ARP and Scott Sullivan and a couple of the guys that were on the judging panel with you come over and say, "Why didn't you guys throw your hat in the ring?"
Yeah, the truck would be allowed.
Yeah.
It would have been.
You wouldn't have been, you weren't in trouble.
No, but
It's
it,
just, we all thought it was an extremely exceptional build and we're also, selfish. We want cool ass shit
Oh,
in
yeah.
our,
In your
in our
building.
competition.
Well, but then it circles back to, is it fair to have two customers sharing your attention when they're doing trophy classes? And we just said, no, it was more important to put the two cars next to each other on the ground and have the whole
Again,
group together.
you made a choice that was a good one for your customer and for your company.
yeah.
And you thought it through. It wasn't a knee-jerk reaction.
And
So,
Andy's sedan was really nice. I mean,
yes, it was. It was a
it was
lot.
very, very nice car. I mean, would we have had the same, kind of got some momentum going and went on to do the stuff with Good Guys and Truck of the Year? Might not have happened. I mean,
Yeah.
we
No, I
started
think you
started
made a
out
good
with
call.
a win.
You made a good call.
So
Especially in hindsight, you definitely made a good
to walk out of there and take sweepstakes rod. Well, we've
We
never
did.
done that.
Yeah.
We had a pretty good year last year, and I
Yeah, you
think
did.
this year is going to be good too. We got a lot of stuff coming up that people are going to see. We're going to revamp a car that was on the cover of Hot Rod Magazine in '85.
What one?
This Bowder sedan that's right behind you, over in the corner.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
So it was on the cover.
that
of
one's
Hot
got a
Rod
little bit
Magazine.
of history.
Yeah.
So we're just doing a restoration on it,
Sure.
and yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up along with the El Camino, which
Yeah.
you've seen the El Camino.
The El
I've seen the
Camino,
El Camino.
the El Camino is going to be special.
Hooray.
But yeah, Grand National is always exciting to go to, and we're excited to be back in Building 4, and
Sure.
we'll be right next to SoCal Speed Shop where we
Which is really cool.
where we started,
Right.
and I think we are making a name for ourselves.
Oh, I think you've
new
started
guys,
off pretty
so-
good. I think you've done a really good job. I mean, you hit 2 of them right out of the park, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So everybody watching wants to check you guys out. What's the website? What's the?
There is no website.
Okay.
We don't have a website.
We've been told, yes, we're bad at that.
What if you didn't do a website, but maybe just like an Instagram page?
Instagram
because
is
that's easier.
Yeah, Veazie Bros Fab.
Oh, there is one.
There is one on Instagram.
Okay.
We're working on an actual website where you can buy merch and everything. It just
Super cool. Well,
haven't gotten there yet.
And because we want the most people to go to it to check it out as much as possible, spell that.
It's Veazie, VEAZIE Bros Fab on Instagram.
There you go. So now you can go check that out, and they can see. Now, do you guys show little spy shots of different stuff you're working on?
we try to post something at least every other week of kind of what's
okay,
going
great.
on
Oh, so
without getting customers in an uproar. Hey, you're working on this and not on mine. And
Yeah. Say no more.
We're not posting videos all the time, but
No, just something to keep interest out there.
yeah, we'll start posting a little bit more going up to the shows and kind of what we've got coming out for merch for Grand National and where we're going to be at, because we're going to go back and do a bunch of stuff.
So
with
people
good guys.
who are listening to this who may be coming to the Grand Nat, Building 4 is the main building, and they're going to be just off of the center.
yes.
Right? You're
Right
by
in the middle.
doors.
Yeah, right in the middle of the room next to all the AMBR cars, right next to SoCal Speed Shop.
Excellent. So you can go meet them in person, go check out their work in person, which is extremely cool. You want to get info on the Grand National Roadster Show, that is at rodshows, plural, rodshows.com. And you can learn everything about Grand National and the other shows they own, like the Sacramento Autorama, which is extremely cool show also. Now, most important is we have to thank arp-bolts.com, the people who allow us to put this on for you guys. So make sure you go there and get every possible piece of hardware as far as nuts and bolts go for your car or your truck or your boat or your plane or your rocket. Actually, they do that too. So thank you again. I'm Steve Strope, filling in for, the missing Jeff Smith and Cam Benty. Thank both of you gentlemen for allowing us to come in and shoot here at your shop. And we'll see you hopefully at the Grand National Roadster Show or on the next episode of Car Guy Confessions.